Hey guys, it's Big J7 again. I posted another question the other day. The question is, what was the worst thing anyone ever said or did on your first date with them? First of all, you know, we got to do our little stars out here. Who started? We got to give them their little love. Here we go. We got Lady Linda, which is a good friend there. MFS, Meg, Spoon, and Revitalist. So, let's go behind that. Beak. Okay. Well, I can't read them all because we're getting, you know, these are starting to become real popular and they're really starting to get a lot. So I'm just going to go over the ones that I found kind of funny. This one here, this is the Christabella put, says they told her, "You remind me of my sister." That would be kind of freaky, huh? Now this one here, he picked his nose. That's pretty dang disgusting. MFS. Look at that. You think that she got that dress at a half off sale? Huh. Think about it. American Woman says, "Wow, is that your mom? You think she'd go out with me?" That would be a terrible thing to hear. Robzilla, she told me she liked me because I had never been to prison, like her last boyfriend. Oh man, Rob, dump her quickly, man. He probably might come after you, like once he gets out or something, right? Wendy Lou, on the first date, they went outside a Blockbuster store, and they, let me just ad-lib it. He didn't even get off the phone to pay attention. He just waved her over. And then she decided not to go out with him. I mean, come on, who is that important they cannot get off the phone to talk to you? I mean, on your first date. I mean, is your life that important where you can't even hang up the phone to meet your date? So, after 2 hours, they asked what my name was again on Me Too. That's pretty sad. They can't remember your name. Fire Spider, that's a pretty cool name. Says, now this is pretty weird. I fell asleep on the way home and woke up with my bra off and his hands down my pants. Yeah, needless to say, there was no second date. Creep. That would just, I mean, if there'd be no first date, you'd be dead. Oh my God, that'd just be hideous. Can you imagine that? We got the little alien desire here. He wasn't looking for anything serious. He just said that I looked 3 years older than my real age. That's just mean. That is just mean. He says, "I'm mad." Oh, I'm mad. They called me a freak and left because they couldn't pronounce my name right, and they found out that was the wrong person they were going to ask out. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Tori. Oh yeah, they were nervous, and so they didn't, they forgot to leave a tip at the for the waitress and stuff because they were just so nervous. And that happens to a lot of people. Your first date, you get nervous, you're excited, you're not too sure how things are going to go. So I understand that one. That's understandable, but I don't see how that's really a bad first date. That's more of just a little faux pas, like they say. Spoon says, "On the blind dates I have had have been really nightmares, real bad nightmares there." I like this one. Check this guy out. He said he had to leave by midnight. He had to leave by 11 to get his mom's car home by midnight. He was 36 years old. Another guy spent 40 minutes telling me about his long-gone Asian wife who took him for a ride for a green card. Then the next 30 minutes telling me how to wear my makeup. Wow. I excused myself to the ladies' room and left. Luckily, I drove myself there and I left by myself. Oh my gosh, that would just be terrible. Oh my, 36 years old. And, "Mommy, can I borrow the car, Mommy?" Oh my gosh. Dude, rent a car at 36 years old if you have to. On a day, go borrow your mommy's car and have to have it back. Say, "Hey, Mama, I need to use a car if I have to. I mean, I'll fill up with gas and or go rent a car." I mean, you tell me at 36 years old you can't go rent a car. Amy W. bought me a present, a used copy of a book. Not only that, but it's a used copy, by the way, with the title like 20 steps for fixing your screwed up life. Can you imagine that, getting a gift like that on a first date? That would be terrible. Look, Lindsay. Lindsay, I kind of like that. I like that name. It's a very nice name. It says one of her boyfriends told her, I'm very good at getting someone to believe a complete lie." In other words, he was pretty much admitting that he's a very good liar. "This is the truth. I actually had an ex-boyfriend who told me this." It says, "We weren't together for very long." I can imagine, because you can never trust him after saying something stupid like that. Look, Lady Linda, my friend. She said that they tried to throw her in the street in front of an 18-wheeler, but we never went out again. But you know something? It turned out to be my very best friend. Yeah, there's something about one of those near-death experiences that brings people closer together, right? That's pretty mean. There's more people I blocked. I just don't have time for them. Check this one. I dated my coworker. This is actually kind of funny. I dated my coworker. We went to eat at Denny's after we saw a concert. It was about 12:30 at night, and she ordered a Grand Slam, and I did the same. The waiter asked how she liked her egg. She said, "I liked it very much." I was embarrassed. I think everybody's had the little embarrassing stories on their first date. I went out with this one girl, and we went to a mall, and there was a high-end jewelry store, and I really wanted to go in to look at some watches. And they had a police officer at the front door guarding the door, because it was a very high-end store, and so we walk in, and I walk right to the watch case, and the watches weren't that expensive. They ranged anywhere from 100 and something all the way up to whatever, But it was, they were affordable. But she walks in, she looks right at the saleswoman, dead on, and says, "Wow, you guys must be expensive. You got a police officer at the door." And the lady would not take out the watch to show me after that. I just kind of put my head down and, well, let's go. That's all I could say after that. I just, it happens, People get embarrassed, and that was kind of funny. I've had some fun ones like that. Hey, look, the half-off sale girl again. We all have fun like that, There's nothing wrong with it. That's what makes it all exciting. That's what makes it memorable. You don't forget things like that. You don't forget those fun first dates where people do goofy things or say goofy things or whatever. That's what makes it all, worthwhile. You experience the good and bad of people, and you get to know them and have a lot of fun. So, first dates are where you get to know them. It's a lot of fun. You've had some bad ones. You've had some good ones. I've had some that lasted only a couple hours, and I had some that just, we stayed friends for years, and it all depends on how everything works out, but it all depends on everybody's attitude too, Some people are already upset when you first pick them up, and maybe something had happened and they're already all upset. And anyway, that's enough of me rambling. I hope you liked this question. That was a lot of fun. Sorry I couldn't read all of you guys, but some of the stuff is starting to get kind of long, so I just wanted to kind of go over it real quick. Alright guys, you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, and hope to talk to you guys soon. Alright, and go visit the question and see how you would answer it. Alright, bye.